This is one of the most accessible residency programs in Latin America, the Panama Friendly Nations visa. If you're a digital nomad, entrepreneur, or just someone looking for a Plan B residency with tax perks and a path to citizenship, this could be your ticket to a tropical paradise without the hassles of endless bureaucracy. Panama isn't just about the canal, it's a hub for expats with a dollarized economy, stunning beaches. You have the Pacific, the Caribbean side, and zero taxes on foreign income. By the end of this video, you'll be up to date on the Friendly Nations visa. It's a valid option for anyone from 50 plus participating countries. And in this video, you can decide if it's right for you. So let's jump in. First off, what exactly is the Panama Friendly Nations visa? Launched in 2012 under Executive Decree 541, you can look it up. This program targets citizens from countries Panama considers quote unquote friendly, based on strong diplomatic, economic, and cultural ties. It's designed to attract professionals, investors, and business owners who can contribute to Panama's growth. Unlike more rigid investor visas elsewhere, this one offers provisional residency or temporary residency for 2 years, leading to permanent residency and eventually citizenship. As of 2025, it's still going strong. There was a period of time between 2022 and 23 that they weren't processing these applications. People were talking about the closure of the Panama Friendly Nations visa. But as of this moment, it's going strong. We're processing Panama residencies for Americans, Canadians, Europeans every single day. So who qualifies? You must be a national, meaning a citizen, of one of 50 plus eligible countries. The list is selective but broad, covering major economies. You have Canada, the US, most Western European countries, Ireland, countries like that. You have Mexico, importantly, on the list is a standout. You have Paraguay on the list. You have different Latin American countries. You have Serbia, Singapore, South Africa. I won't name every country out loud in this video, but as you can guess, it's the US, Canada, it's most of Europe, and there are a couple standout countries that qualify for this as well. You have Mexico, you have Paraguay, and different Latin American countries that can qualify for this. So potentially different Latinos can move to Panama, which is great. You also have Taiwan, you have Serbia, you have Singapore, you have South Korea, you have Israel, Ireland, Hungary, Hong Kong, Great Britain. So lots of different countries there, and definitely some geo arbitrage options available. If you're from one of these countries on the list, on the 50 plus countries, you're in. Dual citizens can use their qualifying passport, which plays into the geo arbitrage aspect of things. The list hasn't changed much in 2025, but always double check with a lawyer, as minor tweaks can happen via executive decrees. Now, why choose this visa? Let's talk about the benefits, because Panama punches way above its weight. The big one is territorial taxation. Panama only taxes income sourced inside the country. Foreign earnings like remote work, investments abroad, or pensions are 100% tax-free. And the pensions thing makes it especially attractive to retirees. There's no capital gains tax on overseas assets, no inheritance tax for non-residents, and corporate taxes at 25% only on local profits. For digital entrepreneurs, this is incredible. You can run a global business from the beach without Uncle Sam or the IRS taking a bite, assuming you're not a US citizen. But even as a US citizen, there are ways to lower your taxes by living outside the US for the majority of the year. We have another video on the channel about the foreign earned income exclusion. Moving on, flexibility is another really big benefit in Panama. There's no strict physical presence requirement. Just don't stay away for more than 2 consecutive years or you risk losing status. Perfect for snowbirds or those splitting time between continents. You can do New York in the summer and Panama in the winter. You can do lots of different combinations because the best time of the year to be in Panama is the winter months from roughly end of October to late March, early April. So that winter season, that's when you want to be in Panama, low humidity, best weather. Other benefits, of course, of the residency, you get full residency rights. You can open bank accounts. You can buy property. You can get a driver's license. You can access world-class healthcare. You can get private plans at $100 a month, sometimes even less. So you can spin up companies. You can do Panama foundations, which we talk about a lot on the channel. Plus, Panama's location is unbeatable. The airport is extremely well connected, probably the best connected hub in all of Latin America. You have direct flights to Miami in 2 hours. You have flights direct to Europe, to South America, to Canada. So it's just this perfect hub, Panama, and you can pretty much get anywhere, the Caribbean as well. So, lifestyle wise, think dollarized stability, no currency crashes. English is widely spoken in Panama City, and the cost of living is significantly lower than the US. You can get modern condos for a very reasonable price, with a pool on the roof and a sick balcony overlooking the ocean. It's a really good lifestyle. You can be right in front of the water. They have this big boardwalk where you can ride your bike and get out for a morning walk. Healthcare is top tier, as we mentioned. Huge expat hub, huge crypto hub, very crypto friendly country as well. Crypto friendly banks. We help people open bank accounts at crypto friendly banks in Panama. So it pretty much checks a lot of the boxes. Another big benefit of the Panama program is a clear path to permanent residency. You'll have temporary residency for 2 years, and then you'll be able to renew to permanent residency with minimal hassle. After 5 years of permanent status, you're eligible for citizenship, dropping to 3 years if married to a Panamanian or kids were born there. And there are a few preferred nationalities as well if you have different Latin American passports or maybe the Spanish passport. But I think the big thing here is the clear path to permanent residency. Permanent residency is extremely valuable, and to be able to obtain that with low physical presence is an incredible thing. That's really what everybody is looking for. And the passport's really good if you're able to get it. The passport has visa-free Europe, Schengen access, UK, and most of the Americas without visas. You get about 140 countries visa-free. So let's get practical. Let's talk about the requirements. The program has tightened up a little bit on the economic ties to ensure genuine commitment, but it's still straightforward compared to some other countries. So you'll need to prove one of a couple different main links to Panama: employment, investment, or business activity. We take the company formation option, and you'll be spinning up a Panamanian company. By the way, MyLatinLife, we're a full-scale immigration, visa, and second citizenship consultancy. Me, myself, I have Panama permanent residency. We do a lot of Panama residency, as well as Panama foundations and different corporate structures and crypto bank accounts. Anything you need in Panama, there's a link in the description to book a call with us if you'd like to take action and get the process started. I think this Friendly Nations visa is an incredible opportunity to qualify for residency for a lot of people that wouldn't qualify for residency in other countries because maybe they don't have the passive income, maybe they don't have the savings or the ability to do large bank deposits. And so this Friendly Nations visa via company formation really makes residency accessible for a wider swath of people. So if you're ready to take action, link in the description to book a call with us and we can get you Panama residency. Now let's talk about your first trip to Panama. You'll need to be in the country for roughly 5 business days on your first trip. You fly in on a tourist visa, right? Because the Friendly Nations countries are typically the countries that have visa-free access to Panama. So you'll be working with Migraciones. They'll be taking your biometrics, your fingerprints, and your photo while you're in the country. you'll get your provisional residency card and multiple entry visa. While there, you can knock out other aspects of your Panama internationalization as well. But the big thing is when you get approved for the residency and then you come back to pick up your cedula, which is Panama's national ID card. It's like a driver's license, but better. And this is what really unlocks banking, SIM cards, contracts, driver's licenses, all that stuff. All that stuff, you kind of need the cedula. Will give you a local Panamanian number. You need the cedula in order to be able to access a lot of the services in Panama. So technically you are a resident before you get the cedula, but if you're interacting with the country in any way, you'll really need the cedula. And you'll want to get it as a substantial tie that will help you allow you to renew to permanent residency 2 years later. Once you have permanent residency, the permanent resident card actually doesn't expire. There's no expiration date on it. So as long as you keep visiting the country every 2 years, you're going to be able to maintain that permanent residency for life. It has no expiration date on it. So let's talk about what consists of a visit every 2 years, because different sources say different things. Some people say simply leaving the airport is enough and essentially stamping into the country and stamping out, and you could, potentially only be in Panama for a couple hours. Or some people say that you want to stay 72 hours every 2 years and at least get in like a couple days. So I think obviously just leaving the airport and re-entering and being out of there in a couple hours isn't really the spirit of the law. I think you probably would get away with it. But there is probably a reason why a lot of the lawyers and a lot of the experts in Panama say try to stay for 2 or 3 days, stay overnight. I think there's something to that. If enough people are saying it, then you can kind of use that as justification. Like, hey, I was told stay a couple days. I don't know. You'll find that you need to visit Panama. It's such a good flight hub that you'll find it's just on the way for most people anyway. Now, if you want to reduce the number of trips you need to do to Panama during the first couple of years as temporary residency, the alternative is the qualified investor visa. This is a different visa. I'll make a different video about it, but basically you need to invest $300K minimum into Panama and you get immediate permanent residency, and you can get permanent residency for your whole family. So that's a really cool option as well. If people want to just skip the shenanigans and go right to permanent residency, and they're able to, put $300K in the bank in Panama, get a certificate of deposit there, to be able to just essentially do a bank deposit and get permanent residency is another really attractive option as well. Obviously, not everybody has $300K to play with, but if you have the means, then that is another option that's available to you. Some other options are the pensionado visa as well for people with passive income. The downside is there's no work rights on that visa, whereas with the Friendly Nations, I believe it comes with work rights. So that's kind of a pro, but there is kind of a way around that. Obviously, if you have offshore companies and stuff like that, you're doing business outside of Panama, you have mostly foreign source income, then the idea of working locally in Panama, most people really don't need that. So pensionado visa also works, but for people without the passive income, the Friendly Nations visa is definitely your best bet. Wrapping up, the Panama Friendly Nations visa isn't a free lunch. In conclusion, the Panama Friendly Nations visa is an underrated option for residency with a path to permanent residency and potentially citizenship. It's also extremely tax-friendly. Residency is open to a lot of different people, so to be able to get into a zero tax vehicle, a zero tax residency, a tax haven, to be able to switch your residency to Panama through the Friendly Nations visa, it's a huge opportunity for a lot of people. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment, leave an anecdote about Panama in the comments below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're ready to take action on Panama residency, book a call, link in the description. We'll see you in the next video.